Welcome to TYT Sports. Ben Mankiewicz, Rick Strom producing the show. Mark Register out there directing it. Rookie Mankiewicz is our production assistant. He's adorable. Come on. Come on. Again, please. Spare me. Are you kidding me? Look, he looks like he's working. It looks like he's working as hard as you. Here's the deal. Andrew Bynum of the Lakers has apparently been spotted, photographed, parking in a handicap spot at a local high-end Los Angeles area supermarket there in the South Bay. So first, we have the pictures, right? The main two pictures. So let's show the pictures first of, well, there you see Andrew Bynum, but let's get a picture of the violation. That, we understand, is Bynum's car, and it is a 6 Series BMW, a nice ride, and Andrew Bynum is in it, and he is, as you see in those two pictures, he is parking in the handicap spot at a supermarket, Bristol Farms.
Not only that, he's taking up, leave it on the picture, he's taking up the part of the ramp that you wheel up people to get into the supermarket.
Yeah, so making it difficult, a little more difficult for someone perhaps a handicapped person who had to park somewhere else because Andrew Bynum's in their space, and they would even have a little trouble getting up the ramp. So Andrew Bynum, by the way, does not have a handicap sticker. That's what we learned in this report that CBS 2 KCAL9 will relay to us. He doesn't have a handicap sticker, and he's not disabled. And you know why he's not disabled? Because he's this 7-foot center, plays for the Los Angeles Lakers, and he's like 11 years old. Andrew Bynum makes $14 million a year. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, $14 million a year. And apparently, as you'll see in the report coming up, he does this all the time.
Some people are crying foul after seeing photographs of Lakers center Andrew Bynum using the handicap spaces at a Southern California grocery store.
Some people are crying foul. Hey, man, look, I did it for 10 years. I know it. I feel for you. I mean, that's how you talk. It's painful, though. My God, she's an attractive woman, though. Wow. And she speaks like 4 languages. But I wonder if she speaks Cantonese like this, too. She's apparently fluent. So anyway, there's Sharon Tay, and she's getting ready to toss to the story. So we already got a sense of how this is going to go. And then she tosses to a reporter named Soraya Fidel. She's the reporter in the field, and Soraya Fidel is going to be standing in front of the no parking space, and she will make it in the handicap parking space, and she will make it very clear that she is referring to that handicap parking place.
KCAL9's Soraya Fidel is live in Playa del Rey, where an investigation is now underway. Soraya.
Sharon, Andrew Bynum was reportedly parked illegally outside of this grocery store right behind me. And the people we talked to say they often see his BMW out here parked at these disabled parking spots.
I'm standing here in front of this monitor, which you see behind me. When I started in TV, one of the first things that my brother taught me, he's also a television reporter, was don't refer back to inanimate objects. Just, we know where you are. You're in front of the store. You're in front of the handicap space. And then when we begin the story, we're going to see the handicap space literally 7,000 times. You know why? Because they got a 2-minute story on a guy who parked in a handicap space. So anyway, she starts the piece. But first, before we give you the piece, put the picture back up because, Rick, you made a great point. So Andrew Bynum, he doesn't have as we'll learn from the investigation. There's an investigation. Because the picture was apparently taken maybe by somebody with the DOT, but they didn't take it in. Now, Rick, you pointed something out.
Yeah, this is what killed me. There are 12 spaces wide open. It'll take him maybe another 7 to 10 seconds.
How many yards does he take up per stride? I mean, what is that? 5 steps? Dude, and you know what? They give you these carts to put the groceries in. You don't have to carry them. You can push them. Just push right along. Just shove the cart. Shove the cart. But there, look at all those spaces. Park right there.
It's ridiculous.
Park right there and walk. So anyway, so the piece begins, and sure enough, Soraya Fidel gets a really good soundbite from one outrage shopper. We won't play you that. But then a guy who sees Andrew Bynum there a lot and says that often uses the handicap space.
Mike Jew says Andrew Bynum shops here often.
He kind of keeps himself, kind of see his head above all the aisles.
He points to where Bynum usually parks and tells me it's always the closest spot to the front doors. You ever see him park in a handicap spot?
Yeah, I've seen him do it a few times.
You ever say anything to him?
No.
I love it that, like, say anything to him, like it's that guy's responsibility. Mr. Bynum, I don't know, big fan. I wish you were a little tougher. Maybe your post defense could be a little better. But let's not get into that right now.
Today, Junior?
But so, no, he never told him he parked in a handicap space. So anyway, apparently Bynum does this a lot. So now that's the story goes on, and now we learn later in the story, the Department of Transportation, the LA DOT, is investigating. They say that Bynum has no placard, and he's obviously not, he's abled. So he shouldn't have a sticker. He obviously shouldn't be parking there. It's the most obvious thing in the world. And now they're running an investigation as to whether, what's happening here. It's a guy parking in a handicap space. There, I've done your investigation. But also they think that somebody with the DOT took that video and then didn't ticket him. It's a huge investigation. This piece lasted 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So now here we'll get a little bit of the piece and watch. There's no video to show because all they got is the store and the space, right? But the editors and the photographers, because all they got are those 2 shots and they make it move. They got 2 shots and they're using them like this. And then, of course, her stand-up, which is fairly priceless to me.
Tonight, the DMV Deputy Director of Public Affairs confirmed by phone that Andrew Bynum does not have a temporary or permanent disabled placard or plate issued in his name. The Department of Motor Vehicles says parking illegally in a disabled zone is an expensive crime. And this may not be the first time Andrew Bynum has reportedly parked in a disabled spot. According to the LA Times, the Lakers center reportedly was caught in the act at a Bank of America in Playa del Rey.
The most famous parking spot in all of Los Angeles.
I mean, God bless him, man. Mark, you're an editor. They're doing a lot with a little, are they not?
They did a hell of a job with the pans and the zooms and the cuts.
Yeah, because I mean, they got 2 shots, the space and the sign. Then we're done. So anyway, then they go into whether he parked at the BOA, and there's apparently somebody sent a picture to the LA Times. They also have this quote from the Department of Transportation. I'll just put that up there real quick because this is, again, I love TV news, man. So there you go. Parking foul. The department is launching an inquiry. Miss Matt, inquiry. From Bruce Gilman of the LA DOT. Parking, that's not a thing, a parking foul. Like, you can't just take one word from the story, parking, and then another word from basketball and put them together and think you've come up with something clever. Parking foul is not a thing.
Wouldn't it be better to say foul parking?
It would be better to say foul parking. You're right. That's something. I wouldn't be calling them out on foul parking. I might not be applauding them. And they're so concerned that I call them out. I'm such an ass. I did this. I was a reporter for 6 years, and 2 as an anchor. I did so many clownish things like this. But now I don't. Now I can just sit back and take pot shots. But the thing of it is, these people are supposed to inform. That's their job. They have a license from the government to do it. Come on. Come on. It's a fun story, though. I get it. It's a fun story.